let's talk about your presidential campaign last year. So you ran as a candidate. You were kind of a troll candidate. You said that. I remember seeing you on
Mm.
stage in one of the debates. You weren't wearing any shoes. You were just saying whatever the wanted to say.
Yep.
Why did you run? How did you think your campaign went? And what did you think of that convention? Because it was a real wild time.
When I decided to run, it was actually during the previous year's Pork Fest. So Pork Fest 2023 is when I decided to run. It was Ben Weir approached me, the king of the emo caucus,
Yes.
was like, dude, we need somebody to run as like the emo caucus candidate, and like Josh Smith hadn't like said that he would do it or whatever. So I was like looking around, and I'm like, well, the candidates that have announced so far, are, like Chase Oliver and I think Mike Termott had probably announced. I think it was just those two. Maybe Lars had. I don't even know. And I'm like, well, there's nobody representing like the Ron Paul wing at all. So I was like, all right, I'll do it, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna just be completely unfiltered, and I'm just gonna like try to like smash like the paradigm as much as I can. Like, I don't want to be considered to be a troll candidate like Vermin Supreme is, even though he has done some like good trolling back in the day, but he's really just a leftist at this point. So I'm like, that's not what I am. I'm gonna be right wing because that's who I am. I'm gonna say exactly what I think, but it's still, I think that it is like the correct way to promote liberty as well, and really to just push culture in that direction. That was kind of the idea behind my campaign, is like, it's gonna be a shit posting campaign basically. And we just want culture to move in a direction of you can say whatever you want.
And what did you think of having Trumpy come and address the crowd? I thought it was bloody hilarious when he paid us all out. Go get your 3-4%, which I thought was quite generous, actually. But what did you think
Yeah.
of him being at the convention and what he had to say to the libertarians and the bloody MAGA people in the room? God, they're all those MAGA people, but at least they were at a libertarian event. Good crossover.
Right. I actually drew from Trump's speech there a little bit when at the debate that you mentioned it, the Libertarian Party of Georgia. I actually called the LP losers there, so which was exactly what Trump did, which I think I did it first, right? Because
Oh.
that was a few months before Trump did it. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I like Trump's trolling. I thought that it was actually great that they got him to speak at the convention, because it's like, we're gonna like kind of form this coalition and try to get like certain things out of him. Like we know that the winner of the U.S. presidency is going to be him or Kamala. I mean, which would be way worse, regardless of what you think of what Trump is doing right now. So what we can do is like try to at least get some like concessions out of Trump, which I think we did. Like, I think you can see some of the things that have been going on so far were good. And I mean, we got free Ross happened. There has been some, cutting of government agencies and stuff like that. Not nearly as much as we would like to see, but I thought it was good overall. And in that room, I don't know who I actually disliked more between the MAGA people and the left libertarians, because the left libertarians are just heckling Trump the whole time. And I'm like, that's not how you treat a guest, right? You don't just like
Mm.
go binary brain and just boo Trump, whatever he says, I don't care, boo. Like, no, listen to what he's going to say. If he says something good, like agree with it. If he doesn't say something good, don't agree with it, and laugh, because he's definitely going to say some funny shit. So like, yeah, like actually be a person and actually, just take things that he says like on their own merit, basically, is how I think people should have approached it. And not a lot of people did.
Mm. Uh, what did you think of him winning the election? Did you vote for him? I know a few libertarians did. Did you?
I did. This was the first time I voted for
Oh.
him. I did, because it was like, basically, it was just like, you vote at this point. Like,
Mm.
it's going to be him or Kamala. And this was the Trump year that it felt like it was like, we might actually like get some actual tangible wins out of this. So I think you had to do it. Like, it was going to be him or Kamala. So like, let's just do it. And I know it doesn't matter that much in Massachusetts, but I'm like, well, if
Mm.
he's going to get like a higher percentage than he would otherwise, like if he can get some like percentage that's like unexpectedly high in Massachusetts, I think that's kind of a win. I don't remember if he did or not, but maybe he did. So
Mm. What would you think if Camilla had have won? Would you think America would be in a worse position than it is in now?
I do. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because I think at the very least, even if Trump hasn't done that much, although I did just, mention some things that he's done that I think are good. And I like the immigration stuff as well, the anti-immigration stuff. I mean, I am not an open borders guy by any means, but I think, yeah, if I think Well, what I was about to say, where my mind went was the fact that Trump is in, I think does something to the culture that is positive as well. Like it's basically saying like, hey, you're allowed to like agree with this. Like, in fact, maybe we even have a majority of people that are kind of sick of what the left is doing. So like, it's okay to agree with this, and the culture is going to move. Like it moves the needle at least to some extent in that direction. So that's good, I think.
Yeah, from my experience as an immigrant to your beautiful country, I've just found since coming back this time, the whole atmosphere seems to have changed. Like people seem to have more hope now. I know he hasn't done a lot of good things, but there are things he's talking about that even the suggestion of cutting tax on income, on tips, even
Yeah.
cutting the income tax, that kind of thing. You would never have heard that before if it wasn't for the Libertarian Party pushing the Republican candidate
Mhm.
towards us. And it was our block of the vote that helped him get across the line. So I had Buds and Reality, Sean Collins from Detroit on my show the other
Yeah.
week, and he was very against what the Libertarian Party did. He was very passionate about we should keep it to our own principles. If you get behind someone like Trump and then he does stuff that's not aligned with liberty. You haven't really won anything for freedom. So he wasn't on board with the Libertarian Party strategy. But do you think overall it's pushed the pendulum at least towards liberty that we wouldn't have seen if we had gotten another 4 years of bloody Kamala?
I mean, I think Trump winning has done that. I don't know how much of an effect the Libertarian coalition had as far as Trump winning, but I think it did have an
Hmm.
effect on like what we see Trump actually doing. I think like that was kind of the goal there. So, I mean, I agreed with the strategy. I still believe that it was the correct strategy, even if we're not going to, like, we knew we weren't going to get anywhere near what we would actually like to get out of it. But if we get some things, I think that's still good. And that was kind of the goal, like incremental victories. So if you just sit there in your like principled little box or whatever, then like, what are you? Like, if you're not going to win anything, then what does it really matter? Like, if you're not
Mm.
going to get any actual gains out of it,
And what did you think of the Libertarian Party candidates' campaign overall? Did you think they did a good job or
no.
no?
Chase Oliver, he went to some pride parades. I didn't see him do anything else. I don't know. Like, what
It's
is he
so
doing? Like,
well, because he was the anti-war candidate, I thought he would have spoke at the Rage Against the War Machine rally. I know there's personality clash. You know what fighting is like in the bloody Libertarian Party. We fight
yeah.
with each other more than we fight with the commies. So I was surprised that he didn't really lean into what his issue is, which is anti-war. So
I wasn't surprised by that because he turned down a bunch of like big like guest appearances on podcasts too. It's like, dude, you're trying to promote your like candidacy here. So what are you doing turning these things down? Like he's a bit
that's also what happened in the 2020 campaign when we had Joe as a candidate. She apparently turned down bloody Joe Rogan. That's insane.
yeah. And
So,
Trump, by the way, went on Joe Rogan. So
yes, I watched that episode. I thought
I
it
think
was
that actually
brilliant.
helped move the needle in Trump's
Yes.
direction quite a bit.
Yeah. So, you're going to run for presidential candidate next time? Can we see a Toad candidacy again? What are you going
I don't
to
know. In 2028, I mean, it's kind of a long way out at this point.
Well,
If I
Trump's gonna win in 2028 again anyway.
Is he allowed to?
I joked about it and the internet lost their minds.
I think it would be hilarious if he actually like tried to do
Yeah.
that though, even just to troll people. Like, um, you know, I'm gonna be the next president that has 3 terms. You're not gonna stop me. I can do whatever I want.